I ran through the rain until my lungs burned. My shoes were soaked. My shirt torn. But I couldn't stop. Wouldn't stop. Not until I found him. Dante Russo. The most feared man in Boston. The man whose name made grown adults cross the street. I was 13 years old. Terrified. Desperate. And about to do the craziest thing imaginable. I pushed through the doors of Russo's restaurant. Security guards grabbed me immediately. "Please," I sobbed. "I need to see Mr. Russo. My sister. They have my sister." The restaurant went silent. Everyone stared. Then a voice. Commanding. "Let him through." The guards released me. I stumbled forward. And there he was. Dante Russo. Sitting at a corner table. Expensive suit. Dark eyes that had seen too much. He looked at me. Really looked. Not with anger. With curiosity. "You're bleeding, kid. Sit down." What I didn't know was that my desperate plea would expose a trafficking ring, save my sister's life, and prove that even the most dangerous men are capable of unexpected mercy. Before we begin, subscribe to this channel if stories about courage, unexpected compassion, and redemption move your heart. Like this video and share your thoughts. Your support spreads hope. Now let's begin. My name is Leo Vasquez, and 24 hours ago, I had a normal life. A mother who worked 2 jobs. A little sister named Sophia who was 9 years old. We weren't rich, but we were happy. Then everything changed. Mom was working late. Sophia and I were home alone. Someone knocked on the door. A woman. Professional looking. Clipboard. Fake smile. Child services. We received a report about unsafe living conditions. "There's been a mistake," I said. "Our mom takes care of us. I need to inspect the apartment. Let me in." Something felt wrong. But I was 13. What did I know about refusing officials? I let her in. That's when 2 men appeared. Grabbed Sophia. She screamed. I fought. They hit me. By the time I could see straight, they were gone. Sophia was gone. A note was on the table. "Your sister is safe. For now. Tell anyone and she dies." I should have called the police. Should have told my mother. But the note terrified me. These people knew where we lived. Knew our routine. They'd kill Sophia if I made one wrong move. I spent the night searching. Asked everyone I knew. Nobody had seen anything. Nobody knew anything. Fear was eating me alive. Then I remembered something. A conversation I'd overheard at school. 2 older kids talking. "You need muscle? You need something done the cops can't do? You go to Russo. He runs this city. Isn't he dangerous?" "Extremely. But if you have the guts to ask, and the right reason, he helps." My cousin's store was getting robbed. Cops did nothing. Russo handled it in one night. Dante Russo. Everyone knew the name. Crime lord. Controlled half of Boston's underground. The man police couldn't touch and criminals feared. I found his restaurant. Stood outside for an hour. Building courage. A part of me knew this was insane. Walking into a mafia boss's territory. Asking for help. But Sophia was 9 years old. Alone. Possibly being hurt. I'd do anything. Face anyone. Risk everything. I pushed through those doors. And here I was. Sitting across from Dante Russo. Blood dripping from my nose. Tears streaming down my face. Terror and hope fighting in my chest. "Tell me what happened," Dante said. His voice was calm. Not kind, but not cruel either. I told him everything. The fake child services woman. The men grabbing Sophia. The note. The 24 hours of desperate searching. Dante listened without interrupting. When I finished, he asked one question. "Why come to me?" "Because the cops can't help fast enough. Because these people know things. Have connections. Because you're the only person I could think of who might actually save her. I'm not a hero, kid. I'm a criminal. I don't need a hero. I need someone powerful enough to find my sister before they sell her or kill her or..." My voice broke. "Please. I'll do anything. Work for you. Whatever you want. Just help me save Sophia." Dante studied me for a long moment. Then he pulled out his phone. Made a call in rapid Italian. "Describe the woman. Everything you remember." I described her. Professional clothes. Dark hair. Fake kindness. Clipboard that looked official but probably wasn't. The men. Big. Tattoos on their arms. One had a scar across his cheek. Russian accents, I think. Dante's expression darkened. The Volkov crew. They run trafficking operations. Using fake officials to kidnap kids from poor neighborhoods. You know them? Hope surged through me. I know of them. Their competition. Operating in my territory without permission. Dante made another call. Find the Volkov safe houses. All of them. I want locations within the hour. He hung up. Looked at me. How old is your sister? 9. She just turned 9 last month. Something flickered in Dante's eyes. Pain maybe. Or memory. I had a sister. Anna. She was 8 when she was taken. 20 years ago. Different crew. Same tactics. Fake officials. Grab and go. My heart stopped. Did you find her? No. I was 15. No power. No resources. No connections. By the time I built my empire, the trail was cold. She's just gone. Dante's jaw clenched. I've spent 20 years making sure I'm never powerless again. Making sure I can protect people when it matters. Then help me protect Sophia. Please. I'm going to do more than that. I'm going to destroy the people who took her. And every operation they run. Dante stood. Pulled on his coat. You're coming with me. You can identify the men. The woman. Anyone involved. Where are we going? To get your sister back. And to teach the Volkov crew what happens when they operate in my city. We drove in silence. Dante's car was expensive. Leather seats. Tinted windows. 2 bodyguards in the front. I sat in the back with Dante. Still bleeding. Still terrified. But for the first time in 24 hours, I felt hope. Why are you helping me? I asked. I told you. They're operating in my territory without permission. That's not the whole reason. Dante was quiet for a moment. You're right. You remind me of myself. 15 years old. Desperate. Willing to do anything to save someone I loved. Back then, nobody helped. Everyone said she was just another street kid. Not worth the effort. He looked at me. I swore if I ever had the power, I'd be different. I'd help kids like you. But I was. Like Anna was. His phone buzzed. He read the message. They have 3 safe houses in the city. We're hitting all of them simultaneously. My men are already moving. What if she's not there? What if they moved her already? Then we make the Volkovs tell us where she is. Whatever it takes. The certainty in his voice should have scared me. Instead, it made me feel safer than I'd felt since Sophia was taken. We pulled up to an abandoned warehouse. Dante's men were already there. 10 of them. Professional. The kid stays in the car, one of them said. No, I said immediately. I'm going in. I can identify them. It's too dangerous, the man argued. Let him come, Dante said. He's earned it. And we need confirmation. We entered through the back. Silent. Efficient. Inside, the warehouse was divided into rooms. Makeshift cells. My stomach turned. They heard us coming. Started running. Dante's men moved like a machine. Blocking exits. Grabbing people. Forcing them to the ground. I searched every room. Every face. Sophia wasn't there. But in the last room, I found her backpack. The one she'd been wearing when they took her. She was here, I said. My voice shook. Recently. Dante grabbed one of the men. Slammed him against the wall. Where are the kids you took? Where did you move them? I don't know what you're talking about. Dante pulled out a gun. Wrong answer. Where? The man's face went white. Another location. Across town. They move them every 24 hours. Your sister probably got transferred this morning. Address. Now. The man gave it. Dante made a call. Change of plans. New location. Move now. We left the warehouse. Police sirens were approaching. Dante had called them. Anonymous tip about trafficking. They'll handle the arrests, Dante explained. We focus on your sister. The second location was a house in the suburbs. Normal looking. White fence. Trimmed lawn. You'd never suspect. We didn't knock. Dante's men broke down the door. Rushed inside. I followed. The house erupted in chaos. Men shouting. People running. Then I heard it. A scream I'd know anywhere. Sophia! I ran toward the sound. Found her in a locked bedroom. 3 other kids with her. All terrified. All crying. Leo! Sophia threw herself into my arms. Sobbing. I knew you'd come. I knew it. You're safe now. I promise. You're safe. Dante appeared in the doorway. Looked at Sophia. At the other kids. His expression was hard. Cold. Murderous. Get them out, he ordered. All of them. Take them somewhere safe. Call their families. To me, he said, take your sister to the car. This isn't over yet. I knew what he meant. The people who'd done this. They were still here. Still alive. Not for long. I took Sophia to the car. Held her while she cried. The other kids were brought out. Scared but alive. Dante's men called their families. One by one. Reunions. Tears. Relief. 15 minutes later, Dante emerged. His knuckles were bloody. But his expression was calm. It's done. The Volkov crew won't be taking any more children. Are they dead? Sophia asked. She was young but smart. Understood more than she should. No. But they'll wish they were. I left enough alive to confess. To give names. Locations. Every operation they run. Dante looked at me. The police will have everything they need. This trafficking ring is finished. Thank you, I whispered. Thank you for saving her. Don't thank me yet. We need to get you both somewhere safe. The Volkovs have allies. People who'll want revenge. Where will we go? My property. Outside the city. Guarded. Secure. You'll stay there until this blows over. A mother. She doesn't know what happened. She's probably terrified. Dante pulled out his phone. What's her number? I gave it. He called. Explained calmly that Sophia and I were safe. That we'd been in danger but were protected now. That she should come to an address he'd provide. Is this real? I heard Mom's voice through the speaker. Crying. Are they really okay? I promise you. They're safe. I'll explain everything when you arrive. Mom met us at Dante's estate. A mansion surrounded by gates and guards. She ran to us. Held us both. Sobbing. I thought I'd lost you. Both of you. I came home and you were gone and the apartment was a mess and, I'm sorry, Mom. I should have called. But they said they'd kill Sophia if I told anyone. You did what you had to do. You saved your sister. Mom looked at Dante. I don't know who you are or why you helped. But thank you. Thank you for bringing my babies back. Your son came to me for help. He was brave enough to walk into my restaurant. To ask a dangerous man for mercy. Dante's voice was softer than I'd ever heard it. I couldn't say no to that kind of courage. Over the next week, we stayed at the estate. Protected. The police arrested over 40 people connected to the trafficking ring. Rescued 32 children. It made national news. Massive trafficking ring busted in Boston. Nobody mentioned Dante's involvement. That was by design. He worked in shadows. Always had. Always would. What happens now? I asked one evening. We were in his study. Just the two of us. Now you go back to your life. Your mother. Your sister. You're safe. The people who took Sophia are gone. What about you? Won't there be retaliation? Let me worry about that. I want to help, I said. The word surprised even me. Dante raised an eyebrow. Help how? You saved my sister. You destroyed a trafficking ring. You do things the police can't or won't do. I want to be part of that. You're 13 years old. I'm old enough to know right from wrong. Old enough to know what you did was right, even if it was illegal. Your mother would never allow it. Then I won't tell her. Not yet. Not until I'm older. But someday I want to work for you. Want to help other kids like Sophia. Like Anna. The mention of his sister made Dante pause. This life. It's not heroic. It's dangerous, violent, complicated. I know, but it's also necessary. Because people like the Volkovs exist, and someone has to stop them. Dante studied me for a long time. You have school, your family, a normal life waiting. Don't throw that away. I won't. I'll finish school, take care of my family. But when I'm old enough, when I'm ready, I'm coming back. And I want you to train me. Train you for what? To be like you. Powerful enough to protect people who can't protect themselves. Smart enough to know when to use that power. Strong enough to face monsters and win. Dante smiled. Actually smiled. You're either very brave or very stupid. Probably both. But you helped me when you didn't have to. Now I want to help others the same way. Alright, but on one condition. You finish high school. Get good grades. Stay out of trouble. Prove you can handle discipline and structure. And then we'll talk. If you still want this life in 5 years, we'll see if you have what it takes. We shook hands. A promise between a 13-year-old boy and a mafia boss. I went back home. Back to school. Back to normal life. But everything was different. I studied harder. Trained my body. Learned everything I could about law, justice, and the systems that failed people like me. Sophia recovered slowly. Nightmares. Anxiety. Fear of strangers. Mom got her therapy. Support. Slowly she healed. Your friend, Sophia said one day. She meant Dante. The scary man with kind eyes. He saved me. Yes, he did. Is he a good person or a bad person? I thought about that. Both. He does bad things. But for good reasons. Does that make sense? Kind of like Robin Hood. Yeah, kind of like Robin Hood. Over the next 5 years, Dante checked in occasionally. A phone call. A message. Making sure we were okay. Making sure I was keeping my promise. When I turned 18, I called him. I kept my promise. Graduated top of my class. Got accepted to college. And I'm ready. Ready to learn. Ready to help. Meet me tomorrow. Same restaurant where this all started. I walked into Russo's restaurant 5 years after running in bleeding and desperate. This time, I walked with confidence. Purpose. Dante sat at the same corner table. Older. Grayer. But still powerful. You actually came back. I said I would. Most people change their minds. Get comfortable. Forget their promises. I don't forget. Sophia doesn't let me. She asks about you. Wants to know if we're helping other kids like you helped her. Dante's expression softened. How is she? Strong. Smart. She wants to be a social worker. To help kids in the system. To make sure what happened to her doesn't happen to others. Good. The world needs people like her. He pulled out a folder. This is everything you need to know. About my organization. How it works. What we actually do. I opened it. Documents. Photographs. Information. We're not just criminals, Leo. We're the last line of defense. When the system fails. When the cops are corrupt or incompetent. When people have nowhere else to turn. We step in. I want to be part of that. It means getting your hands dirty. Breaking laws. Living in gray areas where right and wrong blur together. I understand. Do you? Because once you're in, you're in. No walking away. No normal life. No pretending you're innocent. I looked him in the eye. 5 years ago, you saved my sister. Destroyed a trafficking ring. Changed my entire family's life. If that's what being in means, then I'm ready. Dante nodded slowly. You start tomorrow. Training. Learning. Understanding how this world actually works. It won't be easy. I don't need easy. I need purpose. Over the next 3 years, Dante trained me. Combat. Strategy. Investigation. How to read people. How to identify threats. How to protect the vulnerable. But also something else. Ethics. Boundaries. Knowing when violence was necessary and when it was just cruelty. Power without conscience is tyranny, Dante said. I've seen too many men become the monsters they started fighting. Don't be that man. How do you stay on the right side? I remember Anna. Every day. Every decision. I ask myself, would this make her proud? Would this honor her memory? If the answer is no, I don't do it. I adopted the same principle. Before every action, I thought about Sophia. About the terrified 9-year-old girl. Would this help someone like her? Would this make the world safer for kids like her? At 21, I led my first operation. A girl was missing. 13 years old. Police said she ran away. Her brother thought otherwise. He aimed it on it, just like I had. This is your test, Dante said. Find her. Bring her home. Do it right. I assembled a team. Track leads. Found the trafficking ring. Different crew. Same tactics. We raided 3 locations. Found the girl at the second one. Along with 11 other missing kids. Reunited them all with their families. Destroyed the operation. You did well, Dante told me afterward. Better than well. You reminded me why we do this. Because kids like her deserve to be saved. Yes. And because we were lucky enough to be saved ourselves. We owe it forward. Over the next 5 years, our organization changed. Less traditional crime. More focused justice. We became the people you called when the system failed. When cops were corrupt. When courts were bought. When vulnerable people had nowhere else to turn. We weren't heroes. We broke laws. Used violence. Operated outside the system. But we also saved lives. Dozens. Then hundreds. Kids. Women. Families. People who'd given up hope. Until we gave them a reason to hope again. When I was 26, tragedy struck. Dante's health failed. Cancer. Advanced. Terminal. How long? I asked the doctors. 6 months. Maybe less. Dante took it calmly. I've had a good run. Longer than most men in this business get. You're going to fight this. Treatment. Whatever you need. I'm 62 years old, Leo. I've been fighting my whole life. Maybe it's time to rest. Not yet. Sophia wants to see you. My mom wants to thank you again. You can't leave yet. Dante smiled weakly. Bring them. I'd like that. They came. Sophia, now 19. Studying social work like she'd promised. Mom, older but still strong. You gave me my children back, Mom told Dante. I never properly thanked you. Your son thanked me by becoming better than I ever was. That's thanks enough. Sophia held Dante's hand. You saved me. Then you saved hundreds of other kids. That matters. That's your legacy. I hope so. I hope when I see Anna again, she'll be proud. She will be. I know she will. Over the next 4 months, Dante prepared me. The organization is yours now. Let it. Protect people. Be the man I tried to be. I'll make you proud. You already have. Dante died on a Tuesday morning. Peaceful. Surrounded by people who loved him. Not family by blood, but family by choice. We buried him quietly. No big funeral. No public mourning. Just the people who knew him. Really knew him. What happens now? Sophia asked. Now I continue his work. Protect the people he protected. Honor his memory by being better than he was. You're already better. You chose this. He was forced into it by circumstances. You could have had a normal life. You chose justice instead. She was right. I could have gone to college. Got a normal job. Lived a normal life. But I'd seen too much. Too much. Understood that the system failed people. That someone had to stand in the gap. Over the next decade, our organization grew. More focused. More effective. More humane. We partnered with legitimate organizations. Funded shelters. Supported advocacy groups. Used our resources to change systems, not just save individuals. We're becoming something different, one of my lieutenants said. Not quite legal. Not quite criminal. Something in between. We're becoming what Dante always wanted. Protection without corruption. Power without tyranny. Justice when the system fails. Sophia joined us officially at 25. Not as an operative. As a liaison. Connecting us with legitimate organizations. Building bridges. I can help from inside the system, she explained. While you help from outside. Together, we cover all the gaps. One evening, 10 years after Dante's death, a boy came to my office. Maybe 14. Bloody nose. Torn shirt. Terrified but determined. "I need help," he said. "My brother. They took my brother." I stood. Walked around my desk. Looked at this kid. So much like I'd been. "Tell me what happened." He told me. Fake officials. Kidnapping. Threats. The exact same story I'd lived 20 years earlier. "Why come to me?" I asked. "People say you help. When no one else will. When the cops can't. When you're desperate and alone and terrified. You help." "What's your name?" "Carlos. Carlos Mendez. My brother is Miguel. He's 10. Please. I'll do anything. Work for you. Whatever you want." I put my hand on his shoulder. "You don't have to work for me. You just have to trust me. We'll find your brother. We'll bring him home. And we'll make sure the people who took him never hurt anyone again." "How do you know? How can you promise that?" "Because 20 years ago, I was you. Desperate. Terrified. I ran into a restaurant. Begged a dangerous man for help. He saved my sister. Changed my life. Now it's my turn to do the same for you." We found Miguel in 18 hours. Rescued him and 9 other kids. Destroyed another trafficking ring. Brought every child home safe. Carlos watched it all. Amazed. Grateful. Determined. "When I'm older," he said, "I want to do what you do. Help people like you helped me. Finish school first. Stay out of trouble. If you still feel this way in 5 years, we'll talk." "That's what Mr. Russo told you, isn't it?" I smiled. "Yes. And I kept my promise. If you keep yours, I'll train you. Just like he trained me." Over the years, the pattern continued. Kids came to us desperate. We helped them. Some left grateful. Some stayed. Wanted to give back. Wanted to help others. We built something Dante never imagined. Not just an organization. A movement. People dedicated to protecting the vulnerable. To standing in the gap when systems failed. Sophia ran the legitimate side. Advocacy. Policy change. Working within the system to fix broken things. I ran the shadow side. Direct action when legal methods failed. Protection when the system couldn't or wouldn't help. Together, we saved thousands of lives. Changed countless systems. Made the world measurably safer for vulnerable people. On the 20th anniversary of Dante's death, we gathered at his grave. Sophia. And 27 people we'd rescued over the years. All of them thriving. Living. Contributing. "He'd be proud," Sophia said, "of all of this. Of what you built. What we built. You're just as important." I looked at all the faces. Lives saved. Futures restored. Hope renewed. Dante started with one promise. To never let another kid suffer like Anna suffered. Like he suffered. And you kept that promise. Expanded it. Made it bigger than he ever imagined. Mom touched my arm. "Your father would be proud too. Both of them. Dante and your actual father." I'd never known my real father. He'd left before I was born. But Dante had filled that role. Taught me. Shaped me. Given me purpose. "We're not done yet," I said. "Every day more kids need help. More families need protection. More systems fail. So we keep going," Sophia said. "Keep fighting. Keep protecting. Until the day we don't have to anymore. Until the systems work. Until every child is safe. That day might never come. Then we fight forever." At 45, I'd spent my entire adult life doing this work. Protecting. Saving. Fighting. Some days I was tired. Wondered if it made a difference. Then I'd get a message. From someone we'd saved. Thriving. Passing kindness forward. Those messages made everything worth it. Carlos, the kid who'd come to me at 14, now led operations. Smart. Capable. Compassionate. "I found another trafficking ring," he reported. "Bigger than the others. International connections. It's going to be complicated. Then we'll handle it. Whatever it takes." We dismantled that operation over 6 months. Saved over 100 children. From 12 different countries. Working with international authorities. Building coalitions. This is bigger than one organization, I told Sophia. We need partners. Allies. People doing this work everywhere. Build it. Create the network. I'll handle the legal framework. Over the next 5 years, we built exactly that. An international network. People in every major city. All dedicated to the same mission. Protecting vulnerable children. Fighting trafficking. Standing in the gap. It started with one crying boy. One desperate plea. One unexpected act of mercy. Now it was a movement. Global. Effective. Unstoppable. When I turned 50, Sophia threw me a party. Not a celebration of me. A celebration of the work. 500 people attended. All connected to what we'd built. 20 years ago, I said, a desperate boy ran into a restaurant. Begged a dangerous man for help. That man could have said no. Could have turned me away. Instead, he saved my sister. Changed my life. Gave me purpose. Dante Russo wasn't a perfect man. He did things that were wrong. Broke laws. Used violence. But he also saved countless lives. Protected people who had nowhere else to turn. Proved that even dangerous men can choose mercy. I looked at everyone gathered. We're all here because someone chose mercy. Chose to help when they didn't have to. Chose to stand in the gap when it would have been easier to look away. That's the legacy. Not the violence. Not the lawbreaking. Not the gray areas. The legacy is choosing to help. Every single time. No matter how hard. No matter how dangerous. No matter how complicated. Sophia stood. My brother made me a promise when I was 9. He promised I'd always be safe. That he'd protect me. He kept that promise. Then he extended it to hundreds. Then thousands. Now millions of children are safer because one boy kept one promise. That's what we're celebrating. Not one man. Not one organization. But the simple act of keeping promises. Of choosing to help. Of being brave enough to ask for help when you need it. The room erupted in applause. Not for me. For the idea. For the movement. For the belief that vulnerable people deserve protection. What's next? Carlos asked later that night. We keep growing. Keep evolving. Keep finding new ways to protect people. We're 50. We've been doing this for decades. When do we rest? When the work is done. When every child is safe. When every system works. When people don't have to come to dangerous men begging for mercy. That might never happen. Then we fight until we can't fight anymore. Then we train the next generation to continue. Over the next 10 years, that's exactly what we did. Trained young people. Built systems. Created sustainable solutions. The work transformed. Less direct action. More systemic change. Less violence. More advocacy. We're becoming legitimate, one of the old-timers said. Is that bad? No. It's evolution. It's what Dante would have wanted. Power used not for control but for protection. Influence used not for profit but for justice. At 60, I stepped back from day-to-day operations. Carlos led the organization now. Sophia ran the legal advocacy. I became an advisor. A guide. A reminder of why we did this. Tell me the story again, a young recruit asked one day. About how this all started. 20 years ago, I was 13. My sister was taken by traffickers. I was desperate. Terrified. So I ran to the most dangerous man I could find. Dante Russo. Begged him for help. And he said yes. He said yes. Not because he had to. Not because it benefited him. But because he remembered being powerless. Remembered losing his sister. Remembered what it felt like to need help and have nowhere to turn. That's why you do this? Because he helped you. I do this because I learned that one act of mercy can change everything. Can save lives. Can inspire movements. Can transform how we think about power and justice. The recruit nodded. I came here because someone saved my family. 5 years ago. You probably don't remember. I remember every operation. Every family. Every child. You gave me my father back. He was being extorted. Was going to kill himself. You stopped it. Saved him. Saved our whole family. And now you want to help others the same way. That's the legacy, isn't it? Being saved. Then saving others. An infinite chain of mercy. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. I looked at this young person. Full of hope. Purpose. Determination. Dante saved me. I saved Carlos. Carlos saved you. You'll save the next person. And on and on. Does it ever end? I hope not. I hope this chain continues forever. Long after I'm gone. Long after everyone here is gone. I hope future generations keep choosing mercy. Keep protecting the vulnerable. Keep standing in the gap. We will. I promise. Such a simple promise. But powerful. World-changing. That night, I visited Dante's grave. Brought flowers. Sat on the bench nearby. We did it, I said to the stone. Not just me. All of us. We built what you started. Protected thousands. Changed systems. Created a movement. Sophia's safe. Happy. Successful. She's helping people every day. The little girl you saved became someone who saves others. I kept my promise. Finished school. Stayed disciplined. Built something worth building. Something you'd be proud of. The wind rustled the trees. Peaceful. I miss you. Still. After all these years. But I feel you in the work. In every child we save. Every family we protect. You're there. Thank you. For saying yes. For taking a chance on a desperate kid. For showing me that mercy is stronger than fear. That compassion is more powerful than cruelty. I stood to leave. One final thought. Anna would be proud of you. Wherever she is. Whatever happened. She'd be proud of who you became. What you built. The lives you saved in her name. Walking back to the car, my phone rang. Carlos, we have a situation. A girl. 14. Her parents were murdered. She's being hunted. Nowhere to turn. Where is she? Hiding in an abandoned building. Terrified. Alone. Says she heard we help people when no one else will. I smiled. The cycle continues. Send me the address. I'm on my way. You don't have to come. We can handle it. I know. But I want to look this girl in the eye. Tell her she's safe now. That someone's going to protect her. That she's not alone anymore. Just like Dante did for you. Exactly like that. I drove to the address. Found the girl hiding in the shadows. Terrified. Desperate. Ready to give up. My name is Leo, I said gently. I'm here to help. You're safe now. How do I know I can trust you? Because 20 years ago, I was you. Desperate. Alone. A dangerous man helped me when no one else would. Now it's my turn to help you. What do you want in return? Nothing. Just the promise that someday when you're strong enough, when someone else needs help, you'll be there. You'll say yes. You'll extend mercy. She looked at me. Tears streaming. Hope fighting fear. I promise. Then come with me. Let's get you somewhere safe. Let's start building your future. As we walked to the car, I thought about Dante. About that night in the restaurant. About one crying boy.